Ural Thomas, great to have you here. Congratulations on being inducted officially as R&B vocalist, songwriter.
Yes.
Those are your claims to fames.
Thank you so much.
Along with the pain, since we're
Yeah, along
rhyming.
with the pain, yeah.
Since we're rhyming here.
That's a part of it, too, along the way. We get some of that.
I would imagine it feels pretty good to have this little moment of sunshine on your head.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know.
It really does.
It goes a little bit beyond just being on a stage where you get a lot of the light, but very nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were born in Louisiana.
Yes.
What brought your family to Portland?
My dad was working out here. He had came out even before I was born. So he traveled back and forth home, you know.
What did he do?
He did a little bit of everything. He worked for Mr. Fred Meyer for a while, and he worked for Lloyd. We had to have to clean up the churches. You know, Mr. Lloyd had a bunch of churches right up, you know where the 84 is? That used to be golf courses and churches. Yeah, that was all. And my dad was one of the maintenance persons, so before they put that speedway in there.
What is that?
Yeah, they tore down a lot of really nice churches.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah,
a little bit of history, right? A little bit of a history lesson right there.
Yeah.
What brought you into the world of music?
I was kind of born into it. My dad was a minister, and my mom was she was like a mother in the church, and she played guitar. So I was kind of born into it, you know.
Was it Baptist church?
No, it was the Church of God in Christ, and it was. But in those days, you know, the Baptists and the Church of God in Christ people, they were all pretty much the same. We had one overseer, that was Bishop McKinney. He was pretty much over all of the churches, you know, that was up and down the Williams Avenue area. So, and there was quite a few, St. John's, and they used to be like in Giles Lake. Well, Bishop McKinney, he had been out here even longer, so he was like the overseer for pretty much all the churches.
A lot of people have come into music through their church.
Yes.
It's really a great conduit, isn't it? Seems like nothing can stop your will to play and to sing and to write. When you reflect on your history, you know, I think of the people that you've been, you know, rubbing shoulders with. Mary Wells, Mary Wilson, famed Apollo Club in Harlem, for instance, you know, opening up for Stevie Wonder, and I mean the names, Otis, they give me chills just to say them. Otis Redding, the Stones.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I'm blessed. I guess that's about the best way I could put it. I'm very lucky, and I had a wonderful time along the way. I met a lot of wonderful people, and everyone kind of added to my not wanting to ever stop playing, you know. They just gave me that extra, felt, you know,
Well,
felt
you know,
good.
you're a self-described hot soul shouter and crooner, which seems totally opposite. What's an example of a crooner? Give me a note or two.
Let me see here. You know, there's not really much difference. It's just how how a person would actually project themselves. You know, sometimes I take slow songs and I put them in an up fast tempo. It depends on my audience. I like to try to keep everybody in a good mood, you know, because music is kind of one of the keys of life. It can heal you or it can kill you, you know. But it's really one of the most wonderful things that I have in my life is music.
And when I'm thinking about you being on a big stage at a blues festival, for instance, or in a small club where you can croon really beautifully, what's your favorite kind of venue? Anything?
Yes.
Everything.
Everything. But I love having a venue where the families can come, you know, where the children can be there and the parents. And my other one is being able to go out and be with the kids that are sick and make them feel like they're not sick. It's a kind of a very special thing to me. I've always enjoyed.
Music is a healer.
Yes, it is a healer.
Very much so. When did Ural Thomas and the Pain come into being?
Well, we came together, I think it's about 5, maybe 6 years ago. we had actually gotten together to do one great show, one nostalgia show. My friend Scotty McGee, he's still very popular as Kooky Parker, but he had a dream to do some of the old music because he felt like he was too young and he missed a lot of it. And so I knew Eric from Mississippi Records. He had found some of my music, and he turned it on to Scotty and told Scotty he should talk to me about putting on this show that he'd been dreaming about doing. So we got together to do one night, and we've been together ever since.
I love that story.
Yeah, it was one night, but we stayed together, and we've become a real family.
And here you still are.
We still are, and we're still getting ready to do some more things. We have about maybe 10 or 12 songs that won't be on this album.
Now, last year you signed up with Tender Loving Empire.
Yes.
And you worked on what was to be your so-called debut full-length album. I can't
Yes.
believe it.
Mhm.
All this time, and you finally have done it.
Yes.
And it sounds really, really good.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad.
Yeah.
That was the purpose. We wanted to touch on kind of the formula from the old school, and because a lot of kids, even today, their folks played the older music for them, and it was more touching. You had, instead of a lot of warlike, some of everybody want to hit you in the jaw and then call your mother-in-law, But we hit on the realm of doing love songs, doing songs that would make people want to dance, and doing songs that would make people wonder what's going to happen next, And that's the key.
That's the thrill of music,
That's
isn't
the
it?
thrill of music.
No stopping you. Much left to be done?
Well, God's in charge. I mean, I hadn't planned on even doing what I'm doing today. I had my own dreams of putting a studio together and because I've been having kids coming over since 1962 at my house, and I was planning on showing the kids that they can do or be anything, and it wasn't just music. When the kids came, some had problems. We talked about that and helped them with that, but the music was one of the most healing things for the kids. So my dream was to help them, to show them, which I did. There was 4 or 5 kids that really stuck every day, and we did that song, Smile. And we put this on this last album too. We put it on there, but we redone it. But the kids, they just mellowed into the song, and we had so much fun. And I took that one song, and it was 2. I took 2 songs down to Los Angeles. I drove down there, and I brought 500 records back, and I gave the kids some to do what they wanted with. I didn't try to sell any, and I didn't tell them, but I told them, now you see, you can do anything. It's up to you, what you want to do with your lives. So here is just like an example here. This is you guys. I said, these are you. This is you here. And you never thought that you'd ever be able to listen to yourself, now did you? And they'd laugh, and we'd have a great big old, hoorah. And they were just so excited.
Well, Ural Thomas, you are a fantastic man to be sitting in front of.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much for that.
So just one last reflection on how it feels to be inducted and acknowledged in this way.
That's about it. It's wonderful. It really is. I never expected this. I just like, I can kind of close it up like, when you were young, you always wanted to make yourself older. So when you get older, you try to find a way to be younger. So, and for just kind of stepping into that realm, it feels like this is just really a blessing. So it really is. It's very wonderful, and I feel so blessed and so lucky, too, at the same time, that to be chosen for this particular moment, and I'm looking forward to it. So.